So I'm Matthew Vaughn, I'm 28 years old, and I like to think of myself as a survivor of the overdose crisis, because my substance of choice was fentanyl, and I've been using for a long time, and I finally found a path of recovery. And I like to help people who use substances and kind of show them a message of hope, and that they're worth it, because for a long time, due to stigma, I didn't think that I was.
We as humans continually make choices every day that could put us into harm's way. Driving home, having sex, consuming coffee, trying a cigarette. That's just a human thing that we do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we're all consciously thinking that something negative is going to come out of that or harm is going to come out of that. We want to believe that it's not going to happen to us.
Addiction does not discriminate. You could be from a very good family, and you could be from a not so good family, or it doesn't. Nobody knows who's going to be affected, but just know it could happen to you.
Service providers have, the power to change people's lives, but if you have a negative impact on one, then you don't ever want to go back, and maybe you're sick and you won't even go to a walk-in clinic because of that one service provider that called you a junkie or said, I'm not treating you because you're still using. You need to treat people like human beings, no matter what their past is, no matter if they just got out of jail, no matter if they're using substances right now, they still need to be treated with respect and dignity, and just like you would treat a family member or a colleague. You can be the one that will help them in their journey and on their pathway to recovery.
People only need to have that one person. It doesn't matter who they are, and literally anybody could be that person.
Every individual, I'm sure, that's out there that's struggling with a dependency is probably just waiting for someone just to be kind to them, to give them that little faint bit of hope.
Instead of using the words junkie and addict and kind of those words that have like a negative ring to it, it's just a person that uses drugs or a person with a substance use disorder. So you're putting the person first and then putting the disease after, because those diseases are just one part to all of us. It's not our whole identity. It's not complete all of who we are. There's a lot more to us than our mental illness, our addiction, our job. Over time, you see that, okay, maybe these terms are kind of negatively affecting things, just like in any other aspect.
I just hope people realize when they look at someone, whether they're a paramedic or an RCMP member, or someone driving at the red light and sees somebody who is so ill, homeless, hungry, alone, that they can at least smile at them.
As service providers, we all just want to help people, and that should really include everybody and not exclude different groups like people who use drugs.
They're still a human being, no matter what their circumstances have led them to be. They're still a human being, and they deserve just as much rights and services and kindness and consideration and support as the next person.
If you come and treat them like, looking down at them instead of looking at them, it's, it doesn't even have to be the language. It could be the way that you sit with somebody, or the way that you, just the presence in the room, that body language is huge. There's just so much you can do as a service provider to help individuals and not only change lives but save lives.